Hi everyone, welcome back for another process video. So this is the last layout that I did at the crop, and this is a 5x7 photo of my son and my husband. And basically I'm doing this layout. If you can tell in the photo, my son has his hand in my husband's shirt. And that was his comfort thing for a long time. He did it to everybody. My mom, me definitely. He even did it to my daughter a few times. So that was just his comfort thing. So I really wanted to get that documented. So I am using Bella Boulevard, and this is one of their family collections. It's pretty old, and I'm sorry I don't have the name. If I figure out the name, I will let you know. But I wanted to mat the photo down on this stripe pattern paper, and I'm going to ink the edges with my black Close to My Heart ink again. And then I'm going to mat it on that red cardstock that you see there. Actually, is that cardstock? Yeah, I believe that's just a piece of cardstock. I don't think this was part of the Bella Boulevard collection. So I'm just going to trim it down, and you're going to see me struggle. I've already cut down the papers for the background, and what it is just a border strip and then this larger pattern paper. And because I'm not used to using pattern papers as the background, and yes, you can see some of the white cardstock, but it still mainly takes up the background, I struggle. And especially this one is a rather busy background, so you're going to see me struggle just a little bit with how I want the photo and everything to go. I'm kind of at the end of this kit. I have a lot of papers left, but not a lot of embellishments or stickers for it. And so that was another reason that I kind of struggle with this layout a little bit. But I like how it turns out in the end. So I just went ahead and I inked the edges of both those papers, and I'm just leaving a small strip of white cardstock showing on the left-hand side. And I thought that was just kind of cute, gave a little bit of interest. I don't do that very often, and I should do it more. So I have the photo matted on both the striped pattern paper and a red piece of cardstock, and it just wasn't standing out enough to me. I think the red was throwing me off a little bit because there wasn't enough or very much red anywhere else in the layout. So I'm just playing around with anything else that I might be able to mat it on to kind of help it stand out a little. So while I think about that, I'm just going to go ahead and glue these strips, and these are just strips of pattern paper that I had cut down, or they were already in the strips. I can't remember, but like I said, I've used a lot of this collection, but not a lot of the sticker, or I don't have a lot of the stickers. So I decided, I think this is where I'm going to end up matting the photo on white. Yeah, so I'm just taking this scrap piece of white cardstock and I'm going to mat it on white, and that helps. And also with the dimension of the 3 layers of paper underneath the photo, it does give it just a little bit of added dimension. So that helps a lot. But I still struggle because it is such a busy background paper, so you will see me play around just a little bit. I didn't glue the photo down just yet because I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to add anything else, if I was crazy about that. So I'm going to look at the sticker sheets and play around. There was this sticker. It was a blue circle with a little house on it, and I like that sticker. I know I'm going to use it, so I just set it to the side there while I figure out where I want it to go. And then on the back of my sticker sheet, I had put these photo, I guess they're photo corners, and I thought about using one of those, but I couldn't get them to come back up, so I gave up on that. And then there was this green tab sticker, and it went pretty well up here in the top right. It doesn't stand out a whole lot, but you can tell it's there, so I liked that. And the whole time I was working on this layout, I knew that I had a lot I wanted to say because I wanted to get the story about how he put his hand in everybody's shirt. So I went ahead and got out my journaling 4x6 journaling cards that I have in my crop bag, and I cut one down, as you can see there, and it has the lines on it. And I'm playing around because I want to make sure that I get my journaling on the layout. Usually the journaling is the last thing I do. So this time I wanted to make sure I definitely left enough space to do my journaling. So I ended up putting the journaling card to the side, and I'm not going to use it. I decided that I'm just going to journal in that white section of cardstock on the left. So now I got out these black thickers. These are foam thickers, and I'm going to make my title. It took me a little bit of time to figure out my title too, and my title is only hand in shirt, and it kind of sounds a little funny, but it works out. I didn't have all the letters to really spell anything else, so I just went ahead with hand in shirt. That's what the layout's about, so that's what the title is, right? So that worked for me. So I'm just finishing off the word shirt, and I didn't have any T's, so I'm just taking the L, and I kind of looked on the sticker sheet. You can see where the letters used to be, and so I'm just trying my best to make it look like the way the T was on the sticker sheet. So just adding the little part to the T there, and that is my title. And I really like how the black is very bold with the background, or in the whole layout actually. It really stands out, so it draws your attention there quite well. So I'm just playing around with a few more of the stickers. This is a word sticker, and it says I adore you. So I added that to the top right cluster with that green tab. And here is where I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. A lot of times I'll put lines down with a pencil, and then I'll do my journaling and erase the pencil, but this time I decided that I wanted the lines to show. And in my crop bag I also have pins that are different sizes, so this is probably like a 0.1 maybe. I don't know the exact, I think I have a 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, and 0.7. That sounds about right. So this is a thin one, so I'm going to say this is the 0.1. So I'm just making the lines with this pin. And then after that, I am going to do my journaling with either a 0.5 or 0.7. I'm not sure which one I use, but the journaling just says, ever since Tim was a baby, his comfort thing was to put his hand in my shirt. He likes to put it in my armpit. He has started doing it to everyone, even Grandma. I have to be honest, I will be happy when he grows out of this. So I cut out the journaling just so you didn't have to sit and watch me journal, but after I got the journaling done, I wanted to play around, and like I said, I didn't have many embellishments, so in my crop bag I just keep this little bowl or this little box of buttons and flare badges. And unfortunately, a lot of the flare badges that I have, I bought them from 2 Peas in a Bucket when they were closing, but a lot of them are getting real rusty looking, so you're going to see me take a bunch of those out in just a second, and I'm just going to throw them away. It's sad because they weren't cheap by any means, but and for a while I figured I might just use them rusted anyway, but they're just getting worse. So, but back to the layout. I wanted to use buttons. I haven't used buttons in a long time, and I thought the colors matched the papers and the patterns in this collection really well. So I'm just trying to figure out which colors that I want to have around the layout. I was originally thinking I would bring in red ones because there's red in the border around the photo, but I actually didn't like it. I liked the red and blue and white, but that was just too themey looking for me. So I ended up doing a blue, a yellow, and a white. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to edit all this out so you don't have to watch me string each one of those buttons either, but in each cluster there's 3 buttons, and in each cluster I took I believe it's just crochet thread, and I tied a bow in one button in each cluster, and in the other 2 buttons I just made it look like the button was sewn with the thread. And I thought that was kind of cute. It adds a little bit of interest around the page also. So in the left cluster the blue one has the bow, in the top right cluster the yellow one has the bow, and in the bottom cluster the white one has a bow. So now I'm just adding a few more. I wanted to use as many of these stickers around that I could, so I found these tab stickers, and I'm going to play around with them and get them to fit here in this right cluster, and I feel like that filled in the gap between the title and the cluster pretty well. So I'm just adding this word phrase that says our story on some foam tape, or I mean popping it up with some foam dots. So this is basically how the layout is going to go. what I'm looking for here is I also have a box of wood veneer that I keep in my crop bag, and there was one of these Potty People guys, and I know that I have bigger ones and smaller ones, so I'm going to add the big one now, and then at the end of the video you're going to see me. I'm going to make a couple notes. So there's a couple things you won't see in the video, and that is when I get home I'm going to add red puffy heart stickers by Bella Boulevard into each cluster, and I'm going to add a small potty man next to the big one, so it kind of represents my husband and my son. And then I'm also going to add 3 white enamel dots to each of the top of the tabs of those stickers that are by the right. Much how this layout's going to turn out, and you can see all the things I added here. I'm just adding a note so that when I get home I don't forget to add those things. Sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't, and I never remember what it is I wanted to add, so I try to make it a goal to add the sticky note. So that is my video for this Friday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week and getting prepared for the holidays. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my videos and give it a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. Here's the finished layout, and have a great day, guys. Thanks. Bye.